Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our ISKCON Bulla official YouTube channel. Today I am going to describe Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 6, in which there is description of downfall of Saubhari. So, after describing the descendants of Maharaj Ambarisha, Sukadeva Goswami described all the kings from Sasada to Mandhata, and in this connection he also described how the great sage Saubhari married the daughters of Mandhata. So, in 3 verses, descendants of Ambarish Maharaj are being described. Maharaj Ambarish had 3 sons named Virupa, Ketuman and Shambhu. The son of Virupa was Prishadhasva, and his son was Ratitara. Ratitara had no sons, but when he requested the favor of the great sage Angira, the sage begot several sons in the womb of Ratitara's wife. When the sons were born, they became the dynasty of Angira Rishi and of Ratitara. So, in 4 to 11, in 8 verses, descendants of Ikwagu and Bhikkhuki. The son of Manu was Ikwagu, the eldest son, who had 100 sons, of whom Bhikkhuki, Nimi and Dandaka were the eldest. The son of Maharaj Ikwagu became kings of different parts of the world. Because of violating sacrificial rules and regulations, one of these sons, Bhikkhuki, was banished from the kingdom. By the mercy of Vasishtha and the power of mystic yoga, Maharaj Ikwagu attained liberation after giving up his material body. When Maharaj Ikwagu expired, his son Bhikkhuki returned and took charge of the kingdom. So he performed various types of sacrifices, and thus he pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Bhikkhuki became celebrated as Sasada. So 12 to 25, these 14 verses describe the descendants of Bhikkhuki. Bhikkhuki's son fought with the demons for the sake of the demigods, and because of his valuable service, he became famous as Puranjaya, Indravaha and Kakusta. So thus the son of Puranjaya was Anena, the son of Anena was Prithu, and the son of Prithu was Vishwagandhi, and the son of Vishwagandhi was Chandra, the son of Chandra was Jivanasva, and his son was Sravasta, who constructed Sravastipuri. The son of Sravasta was Brihadasva, and Brihadasva's son Kuvalayasva killed a demon named Dundu, and thus he became celebrated as Dundumahara, the killer of Dundu. The sons of the killer of Dundu were Dridhasva, Kapilasva, and Bhadrasva. He also had thousands of other sons, but they burned to ashes in the fire emanating from Dundu. The son of Dridhasva was Haryasva. The son of Haryasva was Nikumbha. The son of Nikumbha was Bahulasva, and the son of Bahulasva was Krisasva. The son of Krisasva was Senajit, and his son was Jivanasva. So 36 to 38, these 3 verses describe about Mandhata. Jivanasva married 100 wives, but he had no sons. And therefore he entered the forest. In the forest, the sages performed a sacrifice known as Indra Yajna on his behalf. Once, however, the king became so thirsty in the forest that he drank the water kept for performing Yajna. Consequently, after some time, his son came forth from the right side of his abdomen. The son, who was very beautiful, was crying to drink breast milk, and Indra gave the child his index finger to suck. Thus, the son became known as Mandhata. In due course of time, Jivanasva achieved perfection by performing austerities. So he can also achieve perfection if we listen to this lecture and also act accordingly. So thereafter, Mandhata became the emperor and ruled the earth, which consists of 7 islands. Thieves and rogues were very much afraid of this powerful king, and therefore the king was known as Trasadassu, meaning one who is very fearful to rogues and thieves. Mandhata begot sons in the womb of his wife Bindumati. These sons were Purukutsa, Ambarisha, and Muchukunda. So these three sons had 50 sisters, all of whom became wives of the great sage known as Saubhari. So 39 to 49, 11 verses describes Saubhari's marriage. In this connection, Sukadeva, at the age of 10,000 years, Saubhari married at the age of 10,000 years. So in this connection, Sukadeva Goswami described the history of Saubhari Muni, who because of sensual agitation caused by fish, fell from his yoga and wanted to marry all the daughters of Mandhata for sexual pleasure. In 50 to 55, the sixth verse describe Saubhari renunciation. 51 to 51, verse 51 says, Sangam tyajate muthini pratina mumukhyava atmana na visrijet vair indriyani ekascharan rasi chittam ananta ise junjata tad pratisu sadhusu chet prasanga. What is the realization? A person desiring for liberation from material bondage must give up the association of persons interested in sex life and should not employ his senses externally in seeing, hearing, talking, walking, and so on. One should always stay in a secluded place, completely fixing in his mind at the lotus feet of the unlimited personality of Godhead. And if one wants any association at all, he should associate with persons similarly engaged. The purport, Sri Prabhupada Maharaj says, the Krishna consciousness movement is creating many centers just to create devotees, so that by associating with the members of such a center, people will automatically become uninterested in material affairs. Although this is an ambitious proposal, this association is proving effective by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, Saubhari Muni became very grateful. Thus, he accepted the order of Vanaprastha, performed very severe austerities, and thus attained perfection. In this regard, Sukadeva Goswami described how Saubhari Muni's wives became perfect. So, in verse 9-7, we stated descendants of Mandhata. In this way, we see that the Saubhari Muni married at the age of 10,000 years. Actually, this is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto, 16th and 17th chapter. You can also refer to our Bhagavad series. He was staying there inside the water of Jamuna river for 10,000 years. But it so happened that once, of course it will be described later, once he transgressed Garuda. He ordered him to not take any food. His food is fish. So he said he should not take any food to die. Like that, he gave course. We'll talk of it later. So in this way, Saubhari Muni married these 50 daughters of Mandhata. It so happened, I will mention it shortly, that while in this way, by committing offense at the lotus feet of Garuda Maharaj, he developed sexual desires. 10,000 years he had been staying in that Jamuna water inside. But he was not agitated by seeing the union of fishes. But this time, because of this Vaishnava Aparad, he developed sexual desire and he came to the king, Mathura. At that time, this Mandhata was there, whose son is very famous, this Muchukunda. He slept 27 yugas, Divya yugas, crores of years he slept in the Bhagavad. Well, I will tell it later. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get the message. Hare Krishna.